Are you ready to compare some dartboard segment sizes? Yeah, let's do it. Hey, what's up guys, Worldwide here. So, I hope you're not expecting too much in this video. I know you just saw the big bright yellow thumbnail that might have caught your attention. You clicked on this video. I'm not entirely sure how entertaining it's going to be. However, it's going to be exactly as it said in the thumbnail or in the title. I'm going to be using my brand new digital calipers, and basically we're going to be reviewing, or not reviewing, we're going to be comparing the segment size of two different dartboards, as you see right above my head. So here's the first one. We've got the dual core Champion's Choice board with a smaller segment. So yeah, we're going to be measuring these segments, the trebles, the doubles, even the Bullseye, and we're going to be comparing them to, hold on a second, boom, the brand new Blade 6 dual core. Who wants to look at a box? Hold on a second. Bang, there we go. Look at that. Pretty nice, right? So yeah, we got the brand new Blade 6 dual core. Now check this out. I looked on YouTube for some reviews. Not too much on the dual core. So what I'm going to do, and I've learned my lesson with dartboard reviews. You just don't take them out of the box and review them. So let me use this for like a week and a half, maybe a couple weeks, and then I'll give this thing a proper review. So yeah, look for that maybe the end of next week. We'll give this thing a good review. And really, that's going to be about it for the video. Just comparing segment sizes for like no particular reason. However, I know a lot of people are going to have the question of this board, the practice board. So what I'm going to do is dedicate a few minutes at the end of this video, and I'm going to tell you, or I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think of this board. Should you buy it? Because I know a lot of people are like, hey, what do you think of the practice board? Is it worth it? Should I get one? Does it help your game? Am I going to be a better player? So at the end of this video, I'm going to give you my opinion on this thing. And keep in mind, it's just my opinion. What works for one player might not work for another player. So yeah, just keep in mind, it's just my opinion. But yeah, at the end of this video, I'll let you know what I think of the practice board. So what do you say? Let's grab these calipers and we'll do some comparisons. Here we go. Okay, so I figured we'd start with the dual core Champion's Choice practice board. And you know what? For the most part, this board is brand new. I mean, I've thrown a few darts at it. However, we have some segments like the double 18, for example. I can only see one dart hole. That's, you know, it's probably only been hit by one dart. There's a couple holes in the double 12. So yeah, for the most part, it's brand new. And you know what? I got thinking about this, guys. Why am I making this video? And I think it's just for reference. If anybody out there ever wonders, like, hey, how big are the segments on a practice board? Well, I guess now we'll know. So I'm going to start with the original treble 20 and double 20, and then we'll switch over to the brand new board. So trying to measure this on video, not easy. I'll try my best. All right, looks like 5.86. Well, that says 5.85. 5.86, we'll call it, for the treble 20, the original treble 20, and the double looks like 6.03. Can you see that? 6.03 millimeters wide for the double 20. So I figure these are probably advertised as 6 millimeters wide. So that's the measurements for the original treble and double 20 on the practice board. Now let's check out the new board. Okay, we've got the brand new Blade 6 dual core. Look at the coloring on that. Nice bright reds, nice bright greens. Yeah, it's a beautiful looking board. Never had a dart thrown at it. So we'll measure the treble 20, double 20, and then later on here, after it's done, I'll give you a quick close-up look, kind of before the review. So let's see if we can get this measured. Again, not the easiest thing to do on video. Oh, wow, what's going on here? 9.15 millimeters. Wow, if you guys seen some of my other new dartboard review videos, the segments are closer to 10 millimeters. Again, wow, 9.15. Well, that's surprising. These are the smaller, probably the smallest segments I've seen on a new dartboard. So yeah, Blade 6 dual core, small segments on this board anyway. Wow, that's really surprising. All right, let's check out this double. So yeah, definitely closer to 9 millimeters than 10, right? Then the double, it looks like 9.25. Wow, so yeah, that's really surprising to me. I mean, you guys can go look at the other dartboard reviews like the 180 G3, the Target Aspar. Those segments, I believe, were closer to 10 millimeters, not closer to 9. So, Oh, and you know what, guys? The practice board, the dual core Champion's Choice, I'll put a picture up on the screen right now. They're advertised as half the segment size. So I think, well, you guys will have to correct my math, but I think isn't this more closer to like 35, 6, 7%, something like that? Again, you guys can do the math for me down in the comment section, but yeah, definitely not half the segment size, more like 35% of the segment size. Anyway, there's the double 20. What do you say or the treble and double 20, what do you say we check the 19 next? Okay, so we're back on the Champion's Choice board. I figure I'd go with the next highest, most popular treble, the treble 19, great for cover shots. And since we're right here, I'll check the double 16 as well. And I think that's going to be enough. I mean, we pretty much get the idea, right? So let's zero it out. And again, so hard to measure these things on video. But let's see. Straight across, kind of right in the middle. All right, so 5.8. Can you see that? Probably not. It said 5.8. Well, once I take my fingers off, it goes back down, but 5.8 millimeters wide, 5.81, I think it said. And then the double 16. You see that? 5.83. When I take it off, it moves. Oh, hey, it stayed. So 5.81, 5.83. I think pretty much these segments are designed to be right around 6 millimeters. So give or take. I mean, we're talking fractions of a millimeter here. So that's that. Let's go back to the dual core, the brand new Blade 6 dual core, and then we'll check the Bullseye, and that's enough measuring, right? Okay, back on the Blade 6 dual core, and I tell you what, I've given this board the once over. I think I got a really good example. You know how sometimes you buy a dartboard and you get like the crappy one? Well, this is definitely the good one. So yeah, I can't wait to review this thing. So here we are on the treble 19. Wow, I can't get over these segments. 9.18, can you see that? 9.18 wide. Well, that's pretty narrow for a new board, isn't it? I think the old Blade 4s were right around 8.8 millimeters wide. So yeah, this is definitely the smallest segments I've seen on a new dartboard. Okay, it looks like the double 16, 9.34 that says. So 9.33, 9.34. So yeah, same thing. It looks like these segments, they're very flush as well. So very small. So that's the comparison between the dual core, the Blade 6 dual core, and the dual core practice board. Now let's check out this Bullseye. Okay, back on the practice board, we'll check out the 25 segment and the Bullseye. And I tell you what, that is a tiny, tiny Bullseye. Has anybody ever hit 3 bullseyes on a practice board? Let me know down in the comment section. I don't know if it can be done, but if I do try, I will bring out the 5.8 millimeter wide 180 Bavaria Ultras. I don't know, man. That is one tiny bullseye. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section if you've ever hit 3 bulls on a practice board. I know I haven't yet. Anyway, I'll try. So going right across the middle, it looks like 21. Can you see that on video? 21.90. Yeah, when I take my fingers off, it moves. 21.90 for the 25 segment. And the Bullseye, wow, this thing is tiny. So I'm measuring inside, by the way. I mean, if I measured out by the wires on the very edge, I'd get a different reading, but I'm going right inside. That is 8.84, that said. So 8.8, 8.84. Let me double check. Wow, that's tiny. Yeah, 8.81, 8.82. So yeah, right around 8.8 anyway for the Bullseye. So yeah, that's a very tiny segment. Maybe we'll do a 3 bulls video coming soon. I doubt it though. Okay, so we're obviously back on the Blade 6 dual core. We'll check out this Bullseye. Normally, from past reviews, I think they're around 32 wide. That's for the 25 segment, and then the Bullseye is usually, I don't know, 12.3 to 12.5. So let's check this out. We're zeroed out. That Bullseye kind of looks big to me. All right, yeah, so we're actually right at 32.03, that said. 32.02. So there's the 25, 32. So, I mean, we can call that 32 millimeters even if you want. Then the Bullseye. And again, I'm going inside measurement. Whoa, what's going on here? Wow. 12.8 that said. Did you see it? Let me double check. Yeah. 12.82. If I take my fingers off, yeah, so 12.82. That thing is as big as a pie plate. Wow. I'm going to have to check some of my other reviews, but I swear that the other Bullseyes were like 12.3 to 12.5, so very healthy size Bullseyes for some large Bullseye checkouts. So I guess that's it. So, hey, now we know. And again, just for reference, now we know the segment sizes of the dual core, the Blade 6 dual core, and the champion choice. So let me give you the quick once-over on this board, though, kind of a sneak peek before the review. Okay, we're going handheld. I'll give you the quick once-over here. And from everything I can tell, like I said, I've got a pretty good example. Just a little bit of paint overlap right there. Not a huge deal. But otherwise, I mean, there's really no defects on this board that I can see. The Bullseye, perfectly centered. You know when you get those dartboards and the Bullseye's off? That kind of sucks. And right there, can you see that? Right there, there's a little bit of sisal missing, but as this board gets used, that'll fill in. So not a big deal there. Everything else looks pretty good. I mean, the paint job I think is excellent on here. Blade 6, 6th generation blade technology. I guess that's it. There's a sneak peek. And if you want to look down here, these wires are not raised up that high at all, right? Even on the trebles. I mean, it's pretty flush. So yeah, there's the quick once-over. Again, review on December 16th. So we'll see you then. But let's hang up the practice board. I'm going to say a few things about that. So here we go. Okay, guys, let's wrap this video up and let me address probably the biggest question you guys have about a practice board. Should you buy one? But more importantly, will it make you a better player? Now, again, just my opinion here, but I'm going to say, oh, hey, Bullseye. I'm going to say yes and no as to it making you a better player. Now, let me explain. Now, firstly, the Champion's Choice, the dual core Champion's Choice practice board, it's not a cheap board, right? 70, 80, 90 US dollars, something like that. So here's my take on this. When you get a new practice board, what are you going to do? You're going to hang it up and immediately put in a lot of practice, right? So, oh, hey, nice 140 as well. So instead of playing your typical half hour a day, since you got the brand new practice board, you're probably going to put in maybe an hour a day or more. So what's that going to do? It's going to immediately sharpen up your skills. So let's say you had a practice board hanging on the wall for a week, right? You're practicing a lot more every day. That in itself is going to sharpen your skills. However, just throwing out a dartboard with smaller segments, in my opinion, it's not going to make you a better player. Because look at it this way. I'm a dart player. I'm standing right here on the line. I have a certain amount of skill that I've developed over the years. Just because I'm throwing at a different target or a new dartboard with smaller segments, my skill is not going to dramatically increase all of a sudden. Just, you know, darts doesn't work that way. If you want to get better at darts, what do you got to do? I think we all know. We got to put in tons and tons of practice. And you know what? That's what makes darts so hard. You could put in 6 months of practice and only increase your average by like 3, 4, 5 points at most. You know, I'm talking for experienced players. It's hard to get better. It's hard to increase that average. So no, in my opinion, the Champions Choice boards, the practice boards, kind of a gimmick, to be honest with you. However, when you buy any sort of new equipment, if it makes you practice more, that can only be a good thing. So it just depends on how you look at things, to be honest with you. I mean, my best answer is you probably want to practice on what you intend to play on. So a practice board, probably not for most people. However, if you have a practice board and you swear up and down it works, and you actually have the stats to back it up, by all means, right? I mean, I'm never going to tell anybody not to do something. You know, if something works, and that's the beauty of darts. You know, what works for one person may or may not work for another. So I guess I'm going to leave it at that. But yeah, if I had to recommend a practice board, I wouldn't. However, at the same time, it's fun to break out every so often. You break it out, you practice on it. And here's the big thing for me, I guess, to keep the rant going. On a normal dartboard, if I was playing really well, I could average probably in the 90s over a best of 11. If I hung up a practice board, I haven't really played any matches on it, but if I start averaging 50, how fun is that going to be? After a couple matches, I'm going to get sick of it. I'm probably going to get frustrated. Back into the closet it goes. So, I mean, that's my personal take on a practice board. But again, fun to have, fun to throw every once in a while, just to mess around on it. So I'll leave it at that. Again, you got the Blade 6 dual core review coming December 16th. It's on a Friday, the day after the World Championship starts. So we'll see you then for that review. I hope you enjoyed this video. Something different, right? And again, just kind of for research purposes, or yeah, well, I guess that's pretty much the gist of this video. So until next time, guys, we'll see you on the next video. Frankenstein's, by the way. Later.